When that body cam comes up, I'm going to watch it live. I'm not going to go over. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to go with my first off instincts. If it's bad, it's bad. You know, I see what's there. If it's funny, you know, if they find like I'll be like, oh my God, you know, whatever. I'm not gonna watch it because you know what, your first instincts are usually the best driver for it. You know, you don't over explain things after the fact. I'm not gonna come up with, you know, again, excuses or anything with it. It is what it is. Absolutely. So when that comes up, 100%, we'll watch it there. What's up, Will? Thanks for 10 there. What do you think about the April Imholte and all of this? Do you think Nick is keeping her close so she doesn't flip? I appreciate your content. I appreciate you, Nick. I appreciate you, Will. I said Nick. My God, I'm sorry, bro. With April, I don't know. I'm going to approach this from a mental health standpoint. Okay. Nick talked about having a midlife crisis, right? He said he was going to bring on his midlife crisis, and he adopted many things that are reflective of a midlife crisis. He adopted, you know, your fast car, you know, other purchases, other decisions, sexual freedom, you know, all of this stuff. And April. And it looks like April. Now, with everything else, has he given up anything else in that? No. Has he kept her? I don't know where she is now, but, you know, there are a lot of people that have talked about his mindset and his attachment to folks. The best source, honestly, for information regarding him, because of proximity, is Camelot. Like for me, I'm not the kind of person that's going to hit you up and have, you know, we're not going to have long talks about your regular life or anything like that. You know, I stream with people. I consider them online friends. Some of them I consider a little bit more. Not a lot of them, but I consider some of them more than that. So I've never talked about his feelings there or anything, but Camelot, some of his statements made me think he might have trouble giving her up just from a giving her up position. Now the rest of it, you know, from a case aspect, keeping her around, I mean, would that be beneficial to you? Sure. If they know something, keeping them around, I mean, that definitely would be. But I don't know particulars about, like, I've heard I think the best source from that were the emails that were sent from Ricada to April's really good friend. Like those communications, because you don't have like Aaron talks about a lot of things, but Aaron also, he's trying to make himself look the best in a situation. So I don't feel, you know, some people did not like the fact that I said I don't believe 25% of what he says. And the reason I don't believe that is because, you know, he's always the superhero in this. I think the best gauge, if you want to really gauge how he feels, what's going on there, you look at those communications. There's about an 18 or 19 minute clip that talks about that. And again, that's Nick himself writing, talking to somebody that was, I would say is, but I got the feeling more of a was April's friend because they hadn't had communication in a while. But I think that is more of a gauge. You know, again, there's a lot of speculation. You know, when you get into that, I mean, ultimately, I don't know, though. You can't speak to the why. Does it look like she's still around? Yeah, it looks like it. Do I know that for sure? No. Do I know a reason why? Again, no. I can look at behavior before that may come into play. I can look at what would be good in a criminal case, and I can speculate, but I don't know why. You should if you haven't looked at that though. About that 19 minutes, it's fascinating. It also goes to the why would you why would you message this random person that ain't your friend either? Like for me, me and you, if you and I had a conversation, I wouldn't dump it publicly. You know, that's with anybody. So if I if I don't even know a person, and now if I hated a person, I would take that back. If I hated a person or thought they were doing damage, maybe I would. But if I knew a person, probably not. You know, if I were having like a conversation with Nick, it would be because I would want the best interest for family or kids, whatever. You know, but if you're messaging random people, they ain't your friends. They're friends of the person over there. Why would you even do that? Anyway, thank you, Will. Becky, thanks for staying there. I want to hear Nick be remorseful. Being stubborn and outspoken, needs to take a back seat until he gets his kids home. He needs to be quiet. Yeah, he's got an interview today. I mean, again, it may be the greatest thing ever. I mean, Ethan Ralph is drunk over there. I would feel defiant no matter what. Maybe even if I were guilty, I might feel defiant. But I would definitely be making statements that I thought would would give me my kids back in the long run. You know, the internet ebbs and flows. Like I do agree with the statement that Ricada made about, you know, he's talking about the ebb and flow. And people, they'll come back or they won't. But you can run them away. And again, if people feel that after all of this is done, if they look back and they feel you didn't operate in the best interest, will they come back? Now, again, that's not the pressing need. The pressing need is your kids. But anyway, Nick is the most stubborn, excuse my words, he's the most stubborn person I've ever met in my life. Okay? If I go with what he says, okay, let's play a game of pretend, okay? Regardless of what you think about this or what I think about that, let's play a game of pretend and say everything is totally wrong. Do you think the method that has been adopted going forward, do you think that's going to lead to the outcome that you want?